All right, so we're diving deep today into Denzel Washington, specifically his motivational speech. You know, the one.
Yeah, the one for graduates.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, probably millions have seen it by now, but
Yeah, at least.
there's just so much in there. But what really got me was his take on risk, and even more than that, like what he says about failing.
I think he starts off with that story about the audition.
Yeah.
To make that point, right?
You mean the one where
He failed that first audition.
Oh, yeah. At the same
exact theater.
theater where he had that huge success, like 30 years later.
It's wild, right?
It really is. And it makes you think about, how
About how much
our paths can change. And
resilience, right?
exactly. But like even more than that, he says this line, if you don't fail, you're not even trying.
It almost sounds wrong when you first hear it.
Yeah. Like, wait, is that right?
But the logic is there, though,
Not
right?
explain it to me.
So if you're really going to grow, if you want to do something truly new, you have to push yourself.
So like if you're not failing.
You're probably playing it too safe.
Okay, I see.
You know, he uses that analogy, too.
You mean the 9 dots?
Yeah, the one where,
You got to draw outside the lines to connect them all?
right, you can't stay inside the box
So he's saying we need that same kind of thinking in life.
to really break through, yeah.
Makes sense. And then there's that image he uses, the ghosts of unfulfilled potential. Like, wow.
Gives you chills.
Seriously, does that make you think of like regrets?
Absolutely. It's not even just missing out on something good. It's,
What could have been?
yeah, being haunted by it.
What could I have done?
Right. Like, what talents are we just letting sit there, you know?
Or what are we too afraid to even try?
Exactly. And the thing is,
Even someone like Denzel.
he's had those moments.
Right. He talks about starting as pre-med student, and
Really struggling.
it kind of makes him seem more human, you know?
Definitely. Even he had to figure things out.
And it's like sometimes those failures
To redirect.
to something better.
Exactly. He didn't become a doctor, but look what he did.
It's like those weren't failures, they were...
Course corrections.
Yeah. So it's okay to change paths,
Of course.
to try new things, to...
Keep learning.
And then there's that amazing story about the woman in the beauty shop.
The one who predicted everything.
Right. Like she said he'd travel the world and speak to millions.
Crazy, right?
Is that fate or what?
I don't know about fate, but you can't deny the power of belief.
Because whether it was destiny or just good timing, her words,
They stayed with him
yeah, and maybe they gave him that push he needed.
to believe in himself.
It makes you think about the people who've believed in us, you know?
Yeah.
How their words might have shaped where we are now.
Yeah. And then he challenges us directly.
You mean when he asks, what are you going to do with what you have?
Yeah. That's a powerful question.
Because it's not just about like talent or money, it's
It's about all of it,
time, kindness.
whatever we have to offer.
It's about making a difference with it. And that brings us back to fall forward
Not the end, but a step.
towards something bigger. Right.
Exactly. Like when you change how you see failure, it doesn't control you anymore.
And it's not just like the big falls either, you know? Denzel talks about changing his major like multiple times.
From pre-med to
Pre-law.
to journalism even.
And his grades actually went up once he stopped trying to stick to that rigid plan.
It shows that sometimes detours can be good.
Yeah. Like maybe those so-called failures were actually just...
Getting him on the right path.
It's like those shoulds can really mess us up, you know? Maybe we need to be more open to those unexpected turns.
You're absolutely right. Denzel's story reminds us that trying different things, it's all part of figuring out who we are.
Then there's that whole story about the woman in the beauty shop.
Oh, yeah, the prophecy.
Right. It sounds like something out of a movie.
It's a pretty incredible story.
And while we don't know if it was fate or just, someone saying the right thing at the right time, it makes you think about those people who...
Believe in us.
Yeah, when we don't even believe in ourselves. Do you think those people, those mentors, really shape our lives?
Oh, I think they can, absolutely. Sometimes all it takes is one person to say, hey, I see something in you.
It gives you that boost.
Exactly. To take a chance on yourself.
And that confidence, that's what lets us fall forward.
To see failure as a step, not a stop sign.
But he doesn't just talk about personal growth, right? He mentions how Alabama needs help, Tennessee, Louisiana, Philly. It's like...
He's saying it's everywhere.
The need for change right here at home.
Right. We all have a part to play. It's not just about our own success, but about making things better for everyone.
So how do we do that? It can feel kind of overwhelming sometimes.
It can, but just remember, start small. What matters to you? What are you good at?
Like, what could you use those skills for?
Exactly. Volunteering, mentoring, donating, even just being a good listener. All those things matter
It's about finding those ways to make a difference.
in your own corner of the world.
And I think that's Denzel's big message, to step up, face the challenges, and make the world a little better.
He's saying we can do it.
And we don't have to do it alone.
There's power in community and working together towards something good.
And even when we mess up, we can choose to fall forward.
Yeah.
And it's powerful how our actions can have that ripple effect, right?
No.
But falling forward doesn't mean being reckless, does it?
No. It's not about just jumping into anything without thinking.
Because you got to think about the consequences.
Exactly. It's more like calculated risks, right?
Yeah.
You got to be smart about it and learn from those mistakes.
So it's like courage, but also being wise.
Right. Finding that balance.
Like that saying, look before you leap.
but still leap.
Right. And sometimes the bravest thing is,
Asking for help.
yeah, reach out to your mentors, your people.
People who have your back.
So it's like Denzel's giving us permission to mess up
To make mistakes, yeah.
and know it's okay to ask for help.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up this deep dive on Denzel, what really stuck with you?
For me, it's those ghosts of unfulfilled potential. It really makes you think about playing it safe versus going after what you want.
Even if it means maybe failing.
Right. It's a powerful reminder.
It makes you really look at your life and ask, am I living the way I want to live?
And what am I going to do about it?
Right. Like if fear is holding you back, what are you going to do? Heavy stuff.
It is, but remember, failing, it's not the opposite of success. It's part of how you get there.
So embrace the stumbles, learn from them, and keep moving forward.
Well, we've really unpacked a lot here today. Denzel's message, I think it's something we can all use.
It's inspiring no matter where you are in life.
He reminds us that we can all do great things, right? Make a real difference.
But we got to take that first step.
And when we fall,
Mm-hmm.
remember, we can choose to fall forward.